What's up, guys? It's Akemi here. I just finished my last day at UPS after 2 whole months as a summer temporary full-time worker working the night shift and the preload shift. Also, as a quick warning, this video is going to be a little bit more of a rant and more unorganized than usual. That's just a heads up. So I just wanted to update you guys on the whole UPS trip I've been going through. I'm working on the UPS tips and tricks video, but it's taking a lot longer than expected. So I'm putting this up just to keep you guys a little bit updated about what I've been doing. And lastly, I want to thank you guys so much for being able to hit 100 subscribers. I didn't think that would happen based on the niche of this channel. But I hope to keep entertaining you guys with more content, or if any of you soups are watching, to give more insight of what my experience is like at UPS as a package handler. So if you guys didn't know, on average day I work from 11:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. 5 days a week, so Monday through Friday. That means I would get out on Saturday at 8:30 a.m. the earliest, assuming I get out on time. That never happens. So my last day here was a ton of work. Actually, thinking about it, not just the last day, but the whole last week. So usually I get a 1 hour break in between my first two shifts. If you guys didn't know, my shifts are divided into two separate parts where I would work from 11:30 to 3:30, then take an hour break, and then work from 4:30 to 8:30. I also have another option of taking what's called a paid lunch. So a paid lunch is basically a 20-minute lunch, completely paid, as opposed to taking the whole hour lunch unpaid. So for example, on an average day, instead of going to lunch at 3:30, I would go to lunch at 4:10. Now, it was like that for the whole week. As you can probably tell, my body's extremely sore, and my eyes are very tired. I'm actually as tired as it looks. Came into work, drank a Red Bull, because I actually need one of those nowadays, and still after 2 months, I'm still in a lot of pain. Not as much pain as I had in my first few weeks of working here, but definitely more leg pain at this point since I'm standing for extended periods of time without much leg rest due to not having an adequate lunch break. Also some shoulder pains for not being able to stretch, because in between my shifts I usually take a little stretch after to just try to get everything back in order. So to start off, take this as sort of a warning. If you're ever a summer temporary worker working full-time here, you're under a contract which tells you that, which says that you're obligated to work 8 hours a day. So theoretically, they can actually cut your lunch into a paid lunch and you wouldn't have really much say about it because you have to work those 8 hours. Because during the time you would take that paid lunch, you're only going into your 5th hour. This can also apply if you're working as a part-time worker, which most of you are probably watching this video for. Part-time workers, they're obligated under a contract to work up to 5 hours a day. After 5 hours, they can leave. However, I noticed that my supervisors only pick on those that are working really hard, or always say yes, or are just really nice people in general. Those kinds of people, the supervisors have an easier time swaying their opinion in order to get them to stay and work longer hours. For a lot of people, for 90% of the people, that's not the case. They'll just leave when it's time to leave. But for the remaining 10%, if you just work really hard, then they're going to pick on you for it. And the fun fact is, even if you work really hard here, you're not getting paid more. You're only getting paid based on the time you work here. So it's best to just pace yourself. Going back to what happened today, pretty much what I did today after the main sort. So if you guys didn't know, I sort packages into the respective belts. There's many different colors: blue, yellow, green, brown, pink, orange, and red. So after that's done, that's about maybe 3:10 a.m. to about 3:20 a.m. I have to go to the finger. And the finger is a place where everything missorted goes to. And since we have a lot of new hires, since I'm going to be leaving along with some other of my temporary worker friends, there's going to be a lot of new hires, which means there's going to be a lot of missorts. So I was collecting missorts from the finger for about a good maybe extra 40-50 minutes. So it's about 4:10. I think all the mid sorts are done, and I go back to the slides, well, to the finger, to check if there's any more mid sorts, and I find that there's like about 20 more packages that are really, really tiny, but still they're 20 packages. So the supervisor down there tells me to grab all those packages and bring them onto the sort. When I bring them onto the sort, my supervisor in the sort tells me that the sort is done, therefore we have to bring those packages back. So I just wasted pretty much another 10 minutes because I shouldn't have grabbed those packages in the first place. But there's no communication between the supervisors, especially during the night shift. So everything that's going on there in the finger, especially around the time where people start leaving and people leave left and right because they want to go home, there's no communication whatsoever. Move forward into the preload. I do scan sort where I scan packages and I sort them into respective destinations. So today, for whatever reason, the volume was extremely higher than usual. And I noticed a lot of the packages are coming from Amazon Prime. And I realized that school is starting soon, especially for college students. And now a lot of the people, instead of going to Walmart or Target to buy the school supplies, they would just order it online because it's just quicker. Well, not quicker, but it's definitely more efficient and definitely more cheap. So the volume is about 2 or 3 times as high, and the unload finishes unloading all the packages at about 8:10, which is the average. And then the airmail comes, the air trailer, comes at around 8:30, which is a lot earlier than usual, but it doesn't end until 9:10. That was probably the longest air trailers that we have ever had. So air trailers are basically any packages that are being delivered by next day air, so on the next day or maybe 2 days after. And there was a ton of tiny packages, about maybe like yay big, probably either clothing or school supplies, and there was at least 1,000 of them, and many of them were falling out the belt. So I got really frustrated. I stopped the belt and tried to package everything and get everything done in order. And by that time, everything's done. It's just me and my other coworker left, the summer temp. And I thought I was done. It's about 9:30, which is 1 hour overtime already. And then my supervisor tells me to go down to the decaps. So decaps is anything that people can't scan because the label looks really funny shaped or looks bad or it's printed poorly or there's something wrong with the label. And I have to help the supervisor there. And that takes another 30 to 40 minutes. So what I'm basically doing is carrying literally one package at a time from one end of the facility to another end of the facility. So I asked if there's anything on green, and green is on the other side of the facility. And he said it's one package. So I grab that package and bring it there. So I walk there for 5 minutes, walk back 5 minutes, and then the supervisor says there's another package on green. So I do it again. And there's another package on pink. Now pink, it's all the way across the fucking building. Like, not just 5 minutes. Green is like halfway through. It's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes across the building. And I bring it down to pink. And the trailer is already left for pink. So I had no idea what to do with the damn package. So I just left it on the area where pink is. And after that, it was about 9:50. And now I'm here. After I left, there was a sense of relief. Would I recommend working here as a summer temp? Take this video as a warning because all of the things that happen to summer temps, including any sort of hazing, any sort of going the extra mile, giving you a lot of extra work, it will happen. People will take advantage of you if they can because they know that you're going to leave soon. And also, if you're a part-time worker, which you probably are, don't work too hard. Because again, you work too hard, people will see it, people will sense it from a mile away, and the supervisors will take advantage of you and use you. You're all getting paid the same, so make sure you work at a comfortable pace. Don't kill yourself at this job. I'm very sorry if I rambled on, but I just had a lot off my chest. Stay tuned for when I do the UPS tips and tricks. It'll be more consolidated and more organized. My name is Akemi. This is my last day at UPS, and I'm signing out.